Hello everyone. I wanted to talk to you today about yo-yo dieting and the way it's kind of a bit of a trap, right? Because it's keeping you stuck. So today I want to talk about why yo-yo dieting is keeping you stuck, but I also want to give you some little tips for how to break free from that constant cycle of yo-yo dieting. So exactly what is yo-yo dieting, right? It's also known as weight cycling, maybe. It's the repeated cycle of trying to lose weight or even losing weight, but then gaining it back and starting over. Gaining it back, starting it over. Gaining it back, starting it over. So I think a lot of people will be able to resonate with this is perhaps you go on like an 8-week challenge and then you go back to normal and all the weight plus more comes back on. And then you get really healthy for a while and then you go back to what you were doing and then the weight creeps on and more and more. And generally, the statistics show that when you go back to normal and put more weight on, you generally are putting on more than what you had before. So that's what yo-yo dieting is. And many women, I'm going to sneeze, it's going to come out in a second, but that's okay, we'll keep going. Many women in perimenopause have actually experienced this really frustrating pattern because of restrictive diets that are actually unsustainable to have for the long haul, right? And that's a reason why this happens. They are unsustainable, very restrictive diets, yeah? And why does this happen? Because when we have been taught that to lose weight, to lose body fat, in fact, most of us actually focus on losing weight instead of losing body fat, and that's a whole nother topic. What we want to do is lose body fat, but we have been conditioned to want to lose weight. And when we want to do that, we go into an extreme calorie restriction. We cut out entire food groups. We do excessive exercise. And yes, while those things are proven to help us lose weight, they are a short-term focus, right? They are not long-term sustainable, which is why we bounce back even harder. What they do is they slow down metabolism. They increase your cravings. They can disrupt your hormone balance. They actually also lead to you losing muscle and some fat loss. But what we want to do is not lose muscle. We don't want to lose muscle. And the other thing that these restrictive diets can do is trigger an emotional stress and response and frustration in our bodies. So, what is the hormonal impact, which is what we're going to talk about now? Why is this not good for us? Because it's actually damaging your hormones. Repeated cycles of dieting can wreak havoc on your hormones, ladies, which makes fat loss even harder the more times that you do it. So, let's stop doing it. All right, but the four ways in which yo-yo dieting is hurting your hormones. One, it's increasing stress, which therefore increases cortisol, which is a stress hormone, right? And cortisol promotes belly fat storage. So we don't want to raise our cortisol above where it needs to go. Yo-yo dieting can do that. The second thing that yo-yo dieting does is it interrupts our ability for insulin resistance. So that rapid weight gain and loss and gain and loss and loss and gain and loss and gain can actually make insulin in your body less effective, which can lead to higher blood sugar levels and then more fat storage. The third way that it impacts your hormones, ladies, is because when you drastically diet, like when you cut really low, it disrupts those hormones. And in particular, it disrupts the hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin. So those two hormones help you balance out when you're full, when you're hungry, right? And it really disrupts those. So you don't actually know your ability to feel full can be severely diminished, right? We're always therefore hungry. The fourth hormone that it impacts is your thyroid. Yeah, the fourth way it impacts your hormones is through your thyroid, because excessive dieting, right, extreme dieting, really low calories consistently or off and on, can actually slow your thyroid function, which it then can help decrease your metabolism, yikes, right? Which then makes it harder to keep the weight off. So I'm going to give you six ways that you can break free from the yo-yo dieting cycle, right? So what we want to do is focus on that sustainable, hormone-friendly, long-term approach. Number one, let's shift our mindsets from being, I've got to hit this goal, to long-term health. How can I build my healthiest self? And my recommendation would be, let's start with a 90-day goal. Let's start with, what can I do to build my body in the next 90 days? To build my best health in the next 90 days. And when you focus on health, your body will naturally show it. Yeah? So minimum 90 days. Number two, fuel your body with nutrient-dense foods. Let's cut the crap, ladies. Like literally cut the crap from your diet as much as you can. Of course you can have treats. But let's start thinking about eating for fuel instead of for fat loss. Yeah? And when you do that, when you start eating for fuel, for focusing on those nutrient-rich foods, your body will be so much better in so many ways. Number three, let's focus on balancing your blood sugars to prevent cravings and fat storage. So really working with that insulin, making sure the resistance is where it needs to be, right? So that we're not having excess fat storage, but also we are significantly reducing those cravings, which often lead us to overeat. Number four, like I said before, ditch those extreme workouts, right? Ditch anything extreme. Let's go back for a balance. Ditch the extreme workouts and actually focus on strength training. Focus on building your strongest self, because that's going to not just help with your shape, it's going to help your ability to sleep, it's going to bring down your cortisol levels, it's going to balance your hormones, it's going to increase your bone density so that you don't break bones as you get older as easily. The fifth thing, and this one is key. Go and do this from today. Prioritize your sleep. You can be doing everything right in terms of food and movement and exercise. If you're not getting enough sleep, and enough looks different for everybody, if you're not getting enough sleep, none of that will work. One bad night's sleep can severely impact your hormones. Consistent lack of sleep over a long period of time will significantly unbalance your hormones and stop the fat burning process, right? And the sixth thing that you can do is get a personalized approach. If you are constantly trying this diet and then that diet and then going back again, up and down and up and down and up and down, let's get a more personalized approach, because every single person is different. The principles, might be the same, but perhaps you need this and your friend needed this, and that's why these two things didn't work for both of you. Get a personalized approach. At least get a check-in with someone and say, this is where I'm at. What do you think I need to do? All right. So the bottom line is, lady, we need to focus more on long-term health and wellness in order to build that body that we want, right? So when we focus on health first, the body reflects it. Now, if you need help with this, if you are someone who knows that you might do 3 or 4 different diets a year, and over the past few years, you still haven't got to where you want to be physically or with your energy levels, this is what we're here for. In our Sweet Results community, this is exactly what we do. When you first join, we work together to get you a personalized approach. And then we start building some beautiful things on top. We focus on your sleep. We bring down your cortisol. We focus on feeding you enough good food that you feel amazing and you are sleeping well. And then we start to look at the exercise that you can do to really build your energy levels, boost your hormone balance, and build your healthiest body yet. Ladies, if you want to come and give it a go, give me a shout out. That's what I'm here for. Happy Monday. I will see you later in the week.